Let's see one example of healing of an ailment which is connected with the genes. Now, nowadays, natural science thinkers often try to make us think that genes are in the end governing a biological organism, an individuum in the end. Is that really true? Are not genes much more a reflection of the consciousness, of the mind? Let's see what happens if you apply it. By the way, the example I gave you, the healing of my daughter, a wart, is a tumor from the viewpoint of biological terms. It is an alteration of the genetic material, and it was healed up. How did this happen? Now let's see that in another example of a healing. A lady came up to me who said, I have a growth on my face since years, a number of years, and it constantly goes worse. She said, I have worked on that with my understanding of Christian Science, with my understanding of divine healing, but it constantly went worse. And I have a neighbor who is a physician who said to myself, oh, this looks very, very bad. Be careful, dear lady, do something substantial immediately if you don't want to die with that. So she was stirred up by that message, and we did substantial healing work. We understood at very first that we have not to look at the body. We are not at the body's mercy. The body is at the mercy of the mind. Without the mind, without spirit, a body doesn't exist. A corpse, being without mind, being not lived by an individual, immediately decays, falls apart, nothing, no more life there. So, life, mind, spirit is the governing element. And it's not biological, it's not molecular, it is not found in some molecular structure, it's not found in, it has no weight, it has no color, it is spirit. And this spiritual being is the governing element. So let's always know this. We need not to look at the body. What do we think about ourselves? What is our concept of being? Christian Science is the healing art which helps us to adjust our self-image in accordance with the divine law, in accordance with the divine message. So what we had to know is that there is no body to be influenced by some mental power to heal up. Not at all. We create in our mind an atmosphere of the presence of love, life and truth. And we stay in that presence. We feel well there. We are grateful for it. We are very humble, bowing down before life. We hand over our being to life itself, to govern it, to build it in its perfect image, in God's perfect image and likeness. We do nothing else than that. We rest in His presence. We are relieved by the light of divine good. So, of course we used texts from the Bible. And I would like to show you a Bible text. It's a very beloved one. I love it very much. I use it very, very much. And you find it in the very last chapter of Revelation. It's talking about the river of life. And it reads, John writes about his vision of the river of life. The angel showed this river of life to him. And he writes, and he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse. This was important for us. No more curse. No incurability. No in vain. No dead end. There's no more curse in the presence of the river of life. So we worked with this river, which comes forth from the midst of our consciousness. If you open mind, you see the river of life. It's ever present. It flows forth and invigorates everything, corrects every false concept. Now think about genes. Genes are information structures. It's nothing else than that. If you think about genes as information structures, you're very close to metaphysics, because what are we working with? What is our healing agent? Information. Divine information. What divine mind gives us to know, we integrate in our being. So, information corrects misinformation, of course. If genes go into disorder, the divine information brings it into its natural order. As we know from the information technology also, in the end is everything information. We consist of information. Physicists tell us that there is no matter and spirit. There is only one thing, which is energy, or we would say ideas. Ideas which are not perfect, not reflecting the divine, are not to be called ideas. It's just thoughts. It's just concepts. So Mary Bigarelli uses the word idea in a very interesting way. She writes clearly, man is made up of ideas, and I'll show you this text a little later. So we always went into her thought about herself. The lady, in the course of 2 months, the growth of the face has shrunken, diminished, and after 3 months it was completely gone. Completely normal skin had formed, and she was free. Because divine information overrides false information. There is no need to influence somebody. It would be counterproductive to do that. Because in the moment we try to do things like that, we subordinate under body. So it's not healing of mind over matter, mind over body. No. The structure of our being is a mental one. We adjust our thought, and that's all we need to do. If we do not follow that rule, if you always do some mental work and then look at the body, how is it? We are influenced by the image. Stations of thought we already have left in our treatment. And we reconnect to the false pattern. So it is a closed circle. We do not come out of it by doing that. So it's a rule in Christian Science. Do not look at the body. Look at divine love. What does divine love tell me? This is important. Divine love told that lady, I am with you. Fear thou not. I hold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Let's look up now Mary Bigarelli's definition of man, because it's so important to know it well, and it's very, very modern. It's upfront of thought. Mary Bigarelli writes here, question, what is man? Answer: man, it's a little bit strong what she writes here. Man is not matter. He's not made up of brain, blood, bones and other material elements. What is it made up then? The scriptures inform us that man is made in the image and likeness of God. Man is idea, the image of love. He is the compound idea of God, including all right ideas. He is the compound idea of God, including all right ideas. Let's know this. Compound idea, compound of the qualities of good. So God is the allness, the qualities of good, and man reflects it. It's very simple in the end. It's very, very simple. So, let us see that we live in this very presence and practice what Jesus practiced. Mary Bigaretti, she explains at some point in Science and Health how Jesus healed. And I would like to show you that also because it's a very important text. I read it very often. It's important to be close to it all the time. It's a good preparation before you begin metaphysical work. Jesus beheld in silence the perfect man who appeared to him where sinning mortal man appears to mortals. In this perfect man, the Savior saw God's own likeness, and this correct view of man healed the sick. This correct view of man. So it's not exercise of some power. It's just looking at man or myself in a correct way. I see the complete and full image of and likeness of God right here. So the clouds, the fog, symptoms do not hinder us to do that. We use spiritual sense. We use spiritual sense to look through that. Everybody has spiritual sense. So we do not look at the body and think, will the body tomorrow kill me or in 6 weeks? No. We do not observe the body, we observe the mind. It's a very important rule in business. Now what about the diagnosis of a case? If we want to diagnose a case, we ask into what is going on